Welcome to ADHD Power Tools, where we give you the tools to unlock the power within. Hello, Brooke. Today I want to talk to you about completing tasks, something us with ADHD, we always want to figure out how to do better. But more specifically, how do we get the last 5% done of our tasks?
The last 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
It makes my blood boil. Think of a battery, right? And like it's going, it's charged. You get excited about that first, even 85%, right? It's a new task. The dopamine is charging. And then all of a sudden it's not that interesting anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
next tab, next task, and let's start again with the 0 to 85% or 95%.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get that last 5% done? Well, that last 5% cannot be delegated either. That's one of the worst problems too. It actually has to be something that we commit to and say, okay, this is last 5%. I'm done now. So
Mm-hmm.
many different philosophies, ideas here. The first thing that I suggest would be reverse engineering the task in general. So knowing what the end product would look like and then working backwards from that to get there. So once you hit that last 95%, you know what needs to be done. So there's no guessing at that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you did it, you reverse engineered, and your task has changed paths. Maybe you've added things or it shifted. How do you get that last 5% done?
Mm-hmm.
Well, something that a lot of us struggle with is perfectionism. So we might be done and it might be good enough, but we think at that 95% mark that it's not good enough. So we just stop. Like I just worked on this big website for myself. I was working with a marketer and I was this close and I was like, you know what? It's not good enough. Done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
how do you know that it's good enough? How do you know it's done? Those are the questions to ask if you don't have that idea or the final product written down somewhere to know that it's 100% for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I answered that, but it could be your perfectionism. You could actually be done and it will never be good enough for you.
Mm-hmm.
You could ask someone that you do trust for them to just review what you're looking for to see if they believe that it's at that 100% mark for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just have it written down what 100% is and trust yourself to know that, okay, once I get here, I'm done before I move on to the next task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just some great tools. I like the game plan thing a lot. It's like have a game plan and know every step of the way. Uh, knowing every step of the way helps out a lot. Every 5%, you already know what's going to happen, unless things change, and obviously that's a little harder. But phone a friend, like you said, um, it happens to me all the time when I'm working out and I got to get that last set of reps in. And I'm like tired, and it's like this is part of my workout plan. I got to do it, but it's just like, oh, I'm beat. I can't do it anymore. Or even when I'm writing an essay or a lab report, and there's the conclusion part. It's one paragraph. I know what I got to write about. I know I got to reword my thesis or talk about my conclusions or where the error is in my lab. But it's just I am done. And the way I handle those things is either I can maybe take a small break or the breaks always sound great. The breaks turn into a 5-minute break turns into a 10 minute, turns into 20 minutes. So those are a little risky. But sometimes I just blast the music. That's something upbeat, something motivating. I love music. I'm playing music all the time. And whenever I'm like, okay, I got to get in the zone, I blast something that's upbeat, motivating, gets my heart pumping, and I move forward with it. I write down what I'm going to achieve after doing this. What are my goals? What's the outcome? What are my rewards? How am I going to feel after this? I remind myself how I'm going to feel once I'm done, because that's the best thing of all, rewarding yourself and reminding yourself, kind of treating yourself like a little kid, giving yourself an M&M every 5%, I guess, and
Yeah.
the little treats. And and yeah, just reminding myself, either whether it's writing sticky notes or thinking of someone inspiring to you and moving forward. And inspiration at that point, inspiration is super important. You want to push
Hmm.
forward, you know.
Yeah, and so many times I can speak for myself and my clients that we're so emotionally charged at that 95% mark, right? It's
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
"Ah, I don't know, is it done?" Or so it's that extreme, or it could be, I'm not excited about this anymore. Let me move on to something else. So if you're at either of those, take a break. Like
Hmm.
you said,
Yep. Yep.
completely detach yourself from it so you can be in a calm place like we've spoken about in other episodes,
Hmm.
and then you could see the forest between the trees when you come back to it, and perhaps at that point you'll see it differently and it'll be good enough, or you'll know what that last thing is.
Yeah, yeah. And if the 5% isn't due anytime soon, or doesn't need to be done anytime soon, or is not that important, it's not a priority, chop it up into 1%. We have an episode on 1%, and chop it up into 1%. Take a break in
Yes.
5 ways, 1% each, and that's that's the way you want to do it. Depends how get prioritized. That's when prioritization takes into play.
Mhm.
1% right there. Do it whenever it's needed. Take a break, relax, like you said, like I said. Breaks are very important.